Welcome to the We Are Takoma show. Today's topic is, are you ready to retire? And to help us start this conversation, we have in our studio Jacqueline Botello. She is the administrator for the Silver Spring office of the Social Security Administration, and Diana Varela. She's a public affairs specialist for the Social Security Administration. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start from the beginning. Who's eligible to receive benefits, and you have to be a citizen?
Well, a person that has worked in the United States for at least 10 years, who is at least 62 years old, that is the earliest that a person can receive retirement benefits, and the person does not need to be a citizen to receive benefits. People who have a permanent residency card, or also people who have a temporary work status, for as long as the work status is valid, they can receive Social Security benefits on retirement.
And how long do a person need to work in order to start receiving benefits?
For at least 10 years, and the person needs to be at least 62 years of age.
And how is it calculated?
Well, we actually use all the earnings that a person had during the wartime. There are different steps in the calculation of the benefits. In the first step, we actually take a look at all of the earnings that the person had, either regular employment or self-employment. We will increase those earnings to give those earnings current value, and then we are going to select 35 years of earnings to arrive to an average monthly earnings. Then we apply a formula, and that is basically how we calculate benefits. We really use 35 years, and even though the minimum requirement is that you have worked for 10 years to be eligible for, in the calculation we use 35 years of earnings. So the idea is that the person is going to work for as long as they can, have as much earnings as they can, because those 35 years we will select using the years in which the person had the higher amount of earnings. So it's important to contribute into the system, for as long as the person can.
What happens if you don't pay taxes? How is that calculated? Because I know IRS is going to come after you and you have to pay those taxes. But what happens if somebody hasn't paid their taxes?
Well, if a person does not pay taxes, does not contribute into the system, those earnings that they had will not be in their earnings record. So it's important, and we really stress out in the community that it's important that you basically pay your taxes whether you work in regular employment or self-employment. People that work in self-employment are more likely not to report their wages, and therefore not pay the taxes, not file an income tax return. And they do not earn any Social Security credits, any eligibility to any of the benefits that we administer. So it is important, in order for you to benefit from the system, you have to contribute. And the way to contribute is through those earnings.
Now, you made a point about people who got in small companies. What happens if you work for this small company, let's say for a painter, and they don't report your taxes? What should you do in that case? Because, right now you don't see the impact, but you're going to see the impact many years later.
Exactly. And we had some cases.
Yes, like that. And as an individual, as a taxpayer, individual, you have the responsibility to file taxes every year.
Right.
So if you perhaps have, suspect that your employer, whoever you're working for, is not paying taxes, or they're supposed to be paying taxes on your behalf, you might want to contact IRS and to determine exactly what is the right actions to take. But again, when we file our taxes, that's exactly how IRS will get and
that's how your benefits will be determined.
Paying the taxes and will they report the information to us, Social Security. So yes, that's the important thing, especially for people that are self-employed or people that are work, on the contract for other people, and where they get that
a 1099. A 1099, yes. And as Ms. Botello says, we have the responsibility as workers to declare those taxes. Even people that work in self-employment receive remuneration in cash, or by check.
Correct.
They can still report those earnings, pay the taxes, and therefore get the eligibility to the benefits. And that is what we must remember, that Social Security is really a family protection plan, because Social Security not only protects the worker for future benefits when they are to retire, but what if a worker becomes disabled? What if a worker is deceased? Then we pay benefits to family members.
For many years I thought like Social Security and IRS are a totally different entity, and they are.
They are.
But they're very much connected.
Correct.
So what do you do? What would you tell a person who works for a small company, or for people who paint or do remodeling? What do you recommend for these people working for this company to make sure that they are not, a couple of years when it's time for them to retire, they don't have anything? What do you recommend for them to do right now?
I think the first thing they need to do is make sure that to sign for my Social Security and account. As, again, taxpayer, we do have the ability to get an annual earning records in where you are able to verify exactly what your employer or you are reporting, however it is, whether this is employment or you are working for somebody. And that way, if you see anything incorrect, then at that point you have enough time to actually correct your earning records, and that's very important. So we do suggest and we encourage everybody to go to my Social Security, socialsecurity.gov, and actually open a my Social Security account, so every year you could review your earning records.
Now we're going to get back to my Social Security app, but let me ask you something. What age is the earliest that a person can retire or receive benefits?
For retirement benefits, at least 62 years of age for retirement benefits.
It's 62, but you can do it later. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
That's what I said. The minimum at least is 62 years. Of course, everybody, this is a personal choice. So you could wait as long as you want to wait to retire, but the minimum age is 62.
Okay, and if you stay later, that means if you stay longer, that means that you get more benefits.
Absolutely, yes, because we can start early at 62, but early benefits means that the benefits will be reduced, and they will be reduced permanently. And people ask us all the time, how much are they going to be reduced, and when can I get 100% of my benefits? Well, to begin with, you can get 100% of your benefits if you wait to file for benefits until you are your full retirement age. And that will be different because it depends on the year that you were born. We have great information in our website, socialsecurity.gov. You can find what is the minimum retirement age and also what is your full retirement age depending on the year that you were born. So depending on the year that you were born, for example, workers who are born in 1960 and after, full retirement age will be 67 years old. So if a worker retires early at the age of 62, meaning 5 years before turning full retirement age, the benefits will be reduced about 30% because we actually reduce the benefits by about 6% when you apply for benefits before your full retirement age. So it depends. And we always get the question too, when is the best time?
Okay.
Is it early or later?
We're going to get to that point, but we're going to have to take a short break and we'll be right back.
girl, a comfort girl.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, pet them, care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture, you can jump, yell, you can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. 'Cause we're connected.
Thank you for being with us. We're talking with Jacqueline Botello and Diana Varela from the Social Security Administration. And before we went to the break, you said there was a question that people normally ask, which is, what's the best age to retire?
People would like to get the best of the benefits that they are eligible for, but to be honest with you, we don't have an answer. And the reason of that is because it's going to be a personal decision. And Ms. Botello said that before, that it's going to be a personal decision. What we can do is inform workers that once again they can retire as early as 62 years old, but the benefits will be reduced, and they will be reduced permanently. If they wait until they are their full retirement age, and it's going to be different for all of us because it depends on the year that you were born, then that is when you will get 100% of your benefits.
If you calculate whatever benefit you're going to have, you know that it's impossible for you to live in this area. Can you receive benefit somewhere else, in another country, in another state?
Social Security benefits? Yes, we pay benefits everywhere in the country. We even pay benefits outside the United States.
Right.
The person can receive benefits out of the United States.
And it will be 100% benefits?
In some cases, it will depend on the country of origin. It also depends because some beneficiaries will have to pay some taxes. So it depends. And in that, we will suggest that the person, if that is what they would like to do, receive benefits outside the United States, let us know ahead of time, visit the local office. And for people who actually will receive benefits any other state within the United States, they just need to do a simple change of address.
Now, you said something very interesting. You said that there will be taxes. Some country will take taxes from that?
The beneficiary will have to pay taxes in some countries, but once again, it depends on the country of origin, and that's the reason why we always have to refer the person
And what about
to the
here in the
local
U.S.?
office.
In the U.S., they don't take taxes?
It depends. It depends on the income. Because some beneficiaries who have higher incomes will have to pay federal taxes on some income taxes on some of their Social Security benefits. For example, for beneficiaries who file a single tax return and they have other incomes of more than $25,000, or for couples who have other incomes of more than $32,000, they have to pay taxes on some of the Social Security benefits. Okay, but once again, we are not the agency that rules taxes.
Right.
So, but we would like our beneficiaries to know ahead of time because they need to know what is the thresholds. And once again, it's $25,000 for single taxpayers, $32,000 for couples. So if you know that your income is going to be above those thresholds, be prepared because you might have to pay taxes on some of your benefits.
Are there any tools that can help me prepare for retirement?
Yes. As mentioned before, we have a lot of information. We have a lot of resources, a lot of tools in our website, socialsecurity.gov. And as a matter of fact, I know that you asked before about calculating your retirement depending on your age. So you could actually, we have what we call a benefit calculator or estimator, and then it's available to everybody that wants to go and visit our
And that's in the website?
And that's in the website,
Okay.
yes. Now, like as I mentioned before, if you want to actually have a more personalized statement where actually it says things about you, the tax person, the person that is working, if you have based on your date of birth, your information, then you have to sign for my Social Security account. And at that point, we're able to actually give you more information on a personal basis.
Okay, so that's two different things.
Yes.
Which we want to make clear. So you have the website where you can get some information, but then you have what is it called?
My Social Security account, and that's actually something that I recommend and suggest to everybody to go and sign for it. I personally have one, so every year, 2 months before my birthday, I get an email from Social Security telling me that they have my annual statement ready for me to review it. And as I said before, it's important because if you see anything wrong in the, especially your earnings, you were able to contact us and actually correct the information.
How difficult is it to get an account?
It is not that difficult, as a matter of fact, because people just have to visit us online, socialsecurity.gov, and in the home page, if they scroll down to the middle of the page, you will see an icon that says My Social Security. Once they follow that link, they will be asked personal questions that they have to answer in order to be able for us to validate their identity. Once we are able to validate their identity, if they answer all the questions, then we will allow them to create their account. They will have to create a user's name, password, register email, and at the same time register 3 different questions, security questions.
Right.
So that way they will get access, immediate access to the Social Security statement. And the statement is really a good financial tool because allows the person, as Ms. Botello said, to review the earnings record, to take a look at the different benefits that the person is eligible for and the amount of benefits that they will get paid.
How can people with disabilities apply for benefits?
Okay, well, we have applications online. And as a matter of fact, it's a very simple, it's very easy to navigate.
Yes.
They are very convenient and most of all secure. And some of the good features about the online application is that as soon as the person enters the application and start completing the first pages, it will give the person a re-entry number. And if in any case they are not able to complete the entire application at the same day, they can go back to it. If they need to stop and gather information that is for us to get in the application, they can do that. So it's very convenient.
And the application, you get it from the website, not so much from the My Social Security login?
That's correct, from the website.
From the website.
socialsecurity.gov.
What kind of information do you need to have on hand in order to get an account?
Okay.
It's more personal information. So in order for us to identify who you are, which is important to us,
Right.
It's going to ask you personal information, perhaps information in your credit report. And, for example, if you have a mortgage, who's your mortgage lender? And it's just giving an example.
Right.
So it would be good if you have idea for things that is in your credit report, just if the question comes. But it's personal question that only you will know.
Okay, it's time for another break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie, for all of us. Take a moment and find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
Welcome back. We are joined by Jacqueline Botello and Diana Varela from the Social Security Administration. In the previous segment, we're talking about people with disabilities. Now, my question to you, what happens if a worker becomes disabled? Especially a worker in small company. Because I know like in big company, government work, you're more protected than a small company.
We provide disability benefits. And disability benefits for the Social Security Administration means that we recognize that workers have medical conditions that stops them from working. And if the condition is going to last more than 12 months, they don't have to wait 12 months, but once they have a diagnosis that we know is a condition that is going to last more than 12 months, then the person can apply. That's the basic criteria. Have a medical condition that stops the worker from earning, that the condition is going to last more than 12 months, or is expected to result in the worker's death. Even for workers that are still able to continue working this year for as long as they make $1,180, we're still able to take a disability application from them. And it can be any type of medical condition. It can be a physical impairment, it can be a mental or emotional condition. Okay, so any type of condition that stops the person from working.
All right. This is totally different. You're married, you're a couple, but one of the spouse doesn't work. What happened when they retired? And second, what happened if the spouse that was working passed away?
Okay. Well, we pay
It's not
benefits.
a tricky question.
No,
Not a tricky
It is
question.
not a
No,
tricky
no, it is not.
question because that is why we say that Social Security is more than retirement benefits because, of course, most of our beneficiaries are people who are retired, but we also provide that protection to family members as well, spouses, children. And we pay benefits even if the worker is alive. If the worker receives disability or retirement benefits, spouses can be eligible for benefits. And you mentioned before, suppose that in this couple there is one spouse that never worked outside the household. Well, we can pay benefits to that spouse. The minimum requirement is that the spouse is at least 62 years old, and the worker must have filed for the benefits. We pay benefits to children as well, and that happens, even if the worker is alive or deceased. We pay survivors benefits.
And what happened to the kids? Would they something happen to both of them? Do the kids, if they have minors, kids that are underage, do they get those benefits?
Absolutely, yes. We receive we pay benefits to children, and the requirements
Up
for
to certain
children.
age, or?
Exactly. The requirement for children is that they are under the age of 18 and single. But we also pay benefits to children that are, older than 18 years old. If they are between 18 and 19 years old, but still in high school in full-time attendance, we can pay benefits to them as well. And we have even benefits for children that are of any age, adult children, but if they are disabled and became disabled before the age of 22, we can pay benefits to them as well.
Correct.
We're coming very close to the end of our show, but I wanted to get some information, like where can people go, where can people talk to, who can they talk to, how easy is it to communicate with people from my Social Security? Do you get a machine telling you go to this number, press this other number?
Yes. We take pride in the way we actually try to communicate with the community. Of course, we have our 800 number, which is 800-772-1213. We also have our Social Security website, and it's full of information. Everything that you need to know about Social Security is there. So again, I encourage people to visit our website. Also, we have our field offices, and like you mentioned, we represent the Silver Spring office. So we're there for any questions, concerns. But I will always advise people to go to my socialsecurity.gov website and get information. And if at one point is something that you don't understand, then you're more than welcome to call us or visit our office.
So they can go to the website, you got all the information. There's some information that you cannot find because somebody always come with a question that is basically impossible
Correct.
to get through because you have many questions. Right. They come to your office. How difficult is it to get into your office and talk to somebody there?
Not
Especially because, I'm telling you this because especially within the Hispanic community, we are more, I think, we are more of person to person. We don't trust. There's a lack of trust when it comes to computers and things like that.
Yes. No, we're not. It's not difficult to come and see us.
Okay.
We are open from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, except Wednesday when we close at noon. So the best thing to do is perhaps call our 800 number and try to make an appointment. Or come early in the morning, and at that point the person will be served. The waiting time, it depends. Sometimes we see a lot of people. Sometimes we are something that goes fast, but just be aware that perhaps will be a waiting time, if they come. But people are welcome to visit our office if that's the case. We try to give the public a choice to be served and options. So that's why we have our online applications too. And so again, it's a matter of actually seeing exactly what is more convenient for the individual, and at that point we'll be there.
Okay, I want to recap a little bit, especially important information that our community needs to know, especially about the My Social Security. Get your own account. I want you to stress a little bit the importance of getting your own account. Why is it important?
Well, I can say that it is important because in our website we have information about eligibility requirements for all of the benefits that we administer. But if you have access to My Social Security, you have your online account, you have access to your Social Security statement. And that is the only piece of information that we can provide to you that is personal. Right. Because the statement allows you to review your earnings record. It's your earnings record, nobody else's record. Also, based on those earnings, we let you know the different benefits that you are eligible for. Most of all, the amount of benefits that you can get, either at 62 years old, which is the earliest that you can file for benefits in terms of retirement, at the full retirement age, and also even 70, because sometimes that's an option for some workers, and you actually get some increases in your benefits if you delay your benefits until 70. The statement also allows you to see if you become disabled today, the benefits that you can get, the benefits that your family can get. So having access to your online account, My Social Security online account, and therefore access to your Social Security statement is one of the best tools that we have available to you and to your family. And
what information do you need? Important information do you need to get your account?
Once again, just visit us online, socialsecurity.gov, and once you open the page to create your online account, you will have to answer personal questions, okay? It can be personal information such as your name, social security number, address, date of birth. And then you have to, as Ms. Botello said before, answer questions that will come from your credit report, such as name of your mortgage, if you pay a car loan, the name of the company you pay, the estimated monthly amount that you pay. Correct. So that type of information.
Well, Diana, Jacqueline, thank you very much for being with us and sharing that great information. And that's the end of our show. So until next time,